So Reddit, we've done it. We've defeated the hedge funds, or maybe not. While Wall Street Bets was able to pump GameStop up pretty well, it's pretty clear that it wasn't the retail traders that were the ones that won the whole game. The amount of posts that were deleted off of Wall Street Bets of people that were losing money should be evidence of that. But we actually have some articles on that as well. This one here goes over some interesting information, and I'll also get into what we need to do if you want to actually punish hedge funds and billionaires. And I'll give you a hint, it's not trying to do another short squeeze. So they write, at the end of the day, more institutional investors would have lost money on this trade, buying into the hype on the way up, only to watch it crash back down below their entry point before they could exit. Well, you know who did lock in their gains? Other hedge funds. So Mudrick Capital, 2.7 billion in assets, reportedly made $200 million in the fury that was going on those shorted stocks. And it wasn't just that hedge fund, it was many other. If you think that BlackRock and the other major asset managers didn't make out like bandits, I have bad news for you. They almost certainly did. But if you want to know what the hedge funds are actually scared of, we can just listen to Leon Cooperman. Though this was taken out of context and he kind of goes on a rant, this was one of the most cited clips, and we can get some insight from it.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people, and I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together. The reason the market...
So that second part was actually clipped out of context. And one of the things that you need to note is that what he was actually getting upset about wasn't people getting checks from the government and trading on Robinhood. That was a small tangent that he had. But what really got him upset was this.
And taxes are likely to go up. Just listen to it. Right now, President Biden is tackling the easy things. All of us want to get the virus behind us, right? So anything he does to battle the virus is universally welcome. When he starts talking about raising tax on capital gains, raising tax on ordinary income, in a recent speech, he's talked about fair share. I hate that expression with a passion. What does fair share mean? I've said in your program numerous times, basically, I'm willing to work 6 months a year for the government and 6 months for myself, which means a marginal tax rate of 50%. You live in California, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, you're already well past that, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people, and, I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together.
There we go. Taxes. Taxes are bad. Everyone hates taxes. Well, especially Leon Cooperman. He had been on CNBC numerous other times to complain about taxation, and he even talks about how he's happy with paying half of his income in taxes. Yeah, that's great, especially when you consider that that's maybe a 12% increase on what we have now. And in the 50s, 60s, the top tax rate was 90%. And he goes on with another interview with CNBC to talk about the devilish 90% tax rate.
This would be a nightmare. It would be a nightmare. Every year you're going to calculate your net worth, and then you're going to give 2% of your net worth to the government. It's ridiculous. Gold would surge because people would find gold as a place to hide their wealth. It's just the wrong idea. It's a bankrupt concept. And I think that her and Bernie Sanders are presenting a lot of ideas to the public which are morally and socially bankrupt.
And we will get
morally and socially bankrupt. If that doesn't tell you what he's scared of, I don't know what does. So in that section, he's talking about a wealth tax, and one of the things that he talks about later is that it would be an accounting nightmare. You would have to sell 2% of your shares, and then you would be able to pay the government with that. Well, Leon, I have a maybe it's just my genius super capitalist brain, but we already have ways to donate shares to charity and get a tax write-off for that. So maybe we can have you pay your taxes with your shares as well. There could be like a wealth tax where you can pay with the things that are actually a part of your wealth. So I think a lot of people have their eyes on hedge funds as, this nebulous group that has to be taken down and that they're these financial elites. But Buffett himself kind of proved that hedge funds aren't these, superstars that everybody needs to try and take down. He had issued the Buffett Challenge, and it was hedge funds versus index funds. Maybe I'll go over this more in the future. But Buffett ended up winning because the index did better over time than the hedge funds. Hedge funds often get really lucky or really unlucky. Just ask Melvin Capital. But there's a lot of deviation there, and in the long run, most people are better off investing in index funds or mutual funds, ETFs, broad market funds. The same people that I talked about earlier gaining on GameStop the most, BlackRock, well, they're one of the biggest asset managers in the world. Those are the people that everybody has access to, and they're the ones that have the access to the best of the best people in the industry just by nature of being the biggest. So I think people should focus less on, one individual hedge fund and trying to punish them, and as a whole, making society better for everyone. And chances are the best way how to do that is the things that the billionaires are screeching, oh, don't do that. It's going to be bad. Well, thanks for tuning in, and you guys have a great day.